I'd like to bring to the room, I'd like to bring Will Souter, who is going to be talking about systemic investment for transformation. So please welcome to the floor. And if you wish to get back into the foyer, please go to General Chat, and there's a link to take you back to the foyer should you wish to rejoin your tables. So Will, please come to the stage. Thank you.
Good morning, thank you. So I'd like to start my presentation by posing a question. How do we transform our economy and society in 10 years? If we're the last generation that can avert the climate crisis, how do we transform our society and economy and save the planet? How do we innovate and transform when we need to go 6 times faster? Sorry, just the previous slide. Thank you. How do we innovate and transform when we need to go 6 times faster than anything the world has achieved so far? These are the questions that Climate-KIC asked itself in Europe 2 years ago. So after 12 years of leading climate innovation in the EU and channeling more than $3.5 billion worth of funding towards its activities, they sat down and they asked themselves, will we be successful in 10 years? And the answer was a confronting no. Not if we keep innovating the way that we do, innovation as usual. It won't be enough, not fast enough, not vast enough. That deep reflection sparked a pivot towards systems innovation. So today I'll share that approach with you at a high level and how we're leveraging it here in Australia. Next slide, please. So working on point innovation through single projects that are siloed and fragmented and focusing mainly on tech leads to incremental change. We know that from the last 15 years of addressing the climate challenge. Unfortunately, it's the status quo in most countries around the world, including here in Australia. There are lots of bright spots, but they're siloed and fragmented. We need to shift to an order of innovation that's transformational. System innovation is about having the same goal and connecting and sense-making and evolving together. So we need a wide appreciation of change levers to drive systems transformation, not just tech. Tech development is not our goal, it's how that tech spreads across our society and economy. So we need other change levers that complement our tech advancements. So innovations in infrastructure, in business models, in investment and finance, skills and knowledge transfer, networks, consumer behavior, and policy and regulation. So all of these levers coordinated and working together in the same direction. Next slide, please. At a high level, this is our model for system innovation. So we act as a coordinator and a catalyst, working together with challenge owners and funders, so government, philanthropy, and industry. And we connect and work together with individual projects and programs. So no one organization can solve the climate crisis alone. We need deep collaboration. So together, we work together to set intent. We agree the outcomes and the direction that we want to head in. From this, we map fragmented activities and understand what already exists, what are the bright spots that we can leverage. Then we look to connect these individual project silos so they're working together. We also look to fill the gaps. So what are the additional and complementary projects that we can build that address all the levers of change? And then we create learning and sense-making loops so that the portfolio is connected and learning and evolving together. In Europe, they're using this model at a city, a regional, and a country level. So one example is the country of Slovenia, who are looking to do something incredible. They're looking to be the first economy in the world to be fully circular. And their parliament earlier this year passed a motion to use this systems innovation approach to help with their transformation. Next slide, please. We're using this approach here in Australia at Climate-KIC. So we've just launched our Industry Energy Transitions Initiative with ClimateWorks, which is about transforming hard-to-abate sectors like aluminium, steel, chemicals. So the initiative is industry-led and involves partners like BHP, BP, Orica, BlueScope, Wesfarmers, and other enablers like NAB and Australian Super. So the strategic intent for this initiative is around how do you transform these industries to be net zero by 2050 and remain relevant in global supply chains. So there's lots of bright spots going on around the country in terms of hydrogen or circular economy or process heat, but they're not connected and they're not complete. So we're working to identify those and connect them up so that they're evolving and learning together. We're filling the gaps by developing new early action projects across the levers of change. And we're also implementing those structured learning and sense-making processes so that we can share that across the portfolio and with our industry partners. We also link to our global networks, and in this case, we're linking to the European Energy Transitions Commission as a leverage point. Next slide, please. So Climate-KIC has been in Australia for over 4 years. In that time, we've built our community across government and industry and research. We found a white space as a broker for complex collaborations with that systems thinking focus and really playing in the action space, so translating research and ideas into action. The average size of our initiatives and projects is around $1.5 to $2 million per year. And some of our other projects include the Business Renewables Centre, where we're helping to establish power purchase agreements that unlock finance to clean energy developments. Also the Climate Measurement Standards Initiative, which is industry-led. So the leading banks, insurers, reinsurers are working with scientists to set the standards for climate risk disclosure for physical risks. And we're lucky enough to be connected to Climate-KIC in Europe, which is the European Union's largest public-private partnership. And as I said before, they're leading innovation in Europe. So they've got a 12-year track record and $3.5 billion invested. So there's lots of intelligence and insight that we can leverage by connecting to that global network. Next slide, please. So I won't talk too much about our team. It would be great if you came and got to know us over the next 3 days. We're a not-for-profit, but our backgrounds are in industry and government and research, and we've got that deep systems thinking capability within our team. So please touch base over the next 3 days. Next slide, please. Our partnerships range across government and industry and research. We're looking to grow our community, and we really do believe that that deep collaboration is necessary for us to move forward and really meet that target within the next 10 years. Next slide, please. And the needs that we're looking for those that are owning the challenge of transformation in the next 10 years to work with us. As I said, we have a global network of initiatives and programs that we can connect to. Displayed here are some of those. So please come and discuss with us if you are looking to transform your industry or your region within the next 10 years. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Will. That was a really interesting conversation, and it's nice to see this type of work underway. It'd be nice to see some startups joining you as partners as well, because the innovators need to be in the room along with the problem owners.